Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video we are going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. The 1973 dime is a highly coveted piece among numismatists, and it's easy to see why when you begin to peel back the layers of its history. This seemingly simple coin, with its familiar features and unassuming design, carries with it a story that not only reflects the era in which it was produced but also highlights the fine art of U.S. coinage. The 1973 dime, despite being just one of millions of coins minted that year, has become a remarkable example of how even the most common coins can become rare and valuable collectibles. To truly appreciate the value of the 1973 dime, we need to understand the context in which it was created. The early 1970s were a time of great change in America. The country was emerging from the turbulence of the 1960s and was deeply entrenched in the Cold War. Domestically, the United States was grappling with inflation, a struggling economy, and increasing uncertainty in its political landscape. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint continued to operate, producing the nation's coinage at full capacity. The 1973 dime, like its predecessors, features the iconic profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt's image has graced the dime since 1946, and it remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in the country. On the reverse side of the coin, we see a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, all of which symbolize the enduring strength, peace, and unity of the United States. These symbols, designed by John R. Sinek, have become synonymous with American values. When the 1973 dime was produced, it was part of a massive production effort by the U.S. Mint. Over 2 billion dimes were struck in 1973, ensuring that this coin would be widely circulated across the country. However, despite its high production numbers, it's the rare variations and specific conditions of certain 1973 dimes that have driven their value to over $142,000 today. One of the key factors that make the 1973 dime so valuable is the occurrence of minting errors. These errors can range from small, seemingly insignificant variations in the strike to more noticeable flaws in the design. In the case of the 1973 dime, one of the most coveted errors is the double die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin makes multiple impressions, leading to a noticeable doubling of certain elements in the design. In the 1973 dime, this error is often found in the date or the lettering on the obverse, where the numbers appear slightly offset, creating a distinctive visual effect. These double die dimes are incredibly rare and highly prized by collectors, driving their value to impressive heights. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1973 dime is its condition. Like all coins, the value of a dime is significantly affected by its grade, which is a reflection of its wear and tear over time. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. As with many older coins, finding a 1973 dime in mint condition is incredibly rare, and the premium placed on these well-preserved examples has helped to push their value up significantly. The 1973 dime also carries historical significance in terms of its production process. This period marked a transition for the U.S. Mint as it began using more advanced machinery and techniques to strike coins. The technological improvements of the early 1970s allowed for higher quality strikes and greater precision in the production of coins. While this did help reduce errors in the minting process, it also meant that coins produced during this era were more likely to be of uniform quality, making the occasional error or flaw all the more valuable. In addition to these minting errors, the 1973 dime is also prized for its historical context. This coin was produced during a time when the country was navigating both internal and external challenges, and it serves as a reminder of a pivotal moment in American history. The Roosevelt dime was designed to honor the memory of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945, and the coin has remained a symbol of his leadership and legacy. The fact that this coin was minted during such a transformative era only adds to its appeal among collectors who appreciate the historical significance of American currency. Now, let's shift focus to the current value of the 1973 dime. As we mentioned, coins with minting errors or those in pristine condition can fetch incredible sums in the market. A 1973 dime with a double die error, for example, has sold for over $142,000 at auction. This is a remarkable price for a coin that, at first glance, seems so ordinary. However, the rarity of these error coins, combined with their historical significance and high demand among collectors, makes them a prized commodity in the world of numismatics. The value of a 1973 dime is a testament to the power of small details and the unpredictability of the coin market. As we wrap up our deep dive into the 1973 dime, it's clear that this seemingly humble coin has a rich history and a compelling story to tell. From its design to its production, and from its minting errors to its current market value, the 1973 dime embodies the complex and fascinating world of coin collecting. While many may view it as just another dime, for collectors, it's a rare and valuable piece of American history. Now, let's explore the 1991 dime, a coin that might not immediately stand out in the context of American coinage, but its uniqueness has made it an extraordinary piece for collectors. Much like the coins before it, the 1991 dime holds a special place in the world of numismatics, not only because of its design and minting errors but also due to its fascinating journey from production to its current value. This coin serves as an excellent example of how modern U.S. coinage, which may appear ubiquitous and ordinary to the casual observer, can hold significant value under the right circumstances. In the early 1990s, the United States was going through a period of relative peace and prosperity. The Cold War had officially ended in 1991, and the country was entering a new phase of global politics and economic growth. The nation's economy, while not without challenges, was experiencing a period of expansion under the leadership of President George H.W. Bush. It was during this time that the 1991 dime was minted, continuing the long tradition of Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait gracing U.S. dimes. The reverse side, as always, displayed a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength. The 1991 dime, much like the other dimes produced in the 1980s and 1990s, was created during a period when the U.S. Mint was refining its coin production methods. Technological advancements were beginning to make their way into the mint, improving the precision of strikes and reducing the likelihood of errors. However, the 1991 dime, despite these advancements, still managed to produce some rare and valuable varieties that have contributed to its high collector demand and current market value. One of the key factors contributing to the significant value of the 1991 dime is its rarity in high-grade, uncirculated condition. Dimes from the early 1990s were still being heavily circulated, and as such, finding an example in pristine condition is no easy feat. Coins that show little to no signs of wear, particularly those from a time when the U.S. Mint was still producing coins with a more traditional approach to minting, are incredibly valuable. Coins from this period were struck using more traditional, hand-operated presses, and while this allowed for greater detail, it also meant that small imperfections could occur in the striking process. The most significant minting error associated with the 1991 dime is the clipped planchet variety. A clipped planchet occurs when the metal strip that is fed into the minting machine is improperly aligned, causing a small portion of the coin to be clipped off. These clipped coins are quite rare, and the 1991 dime is no exception. The clipped planchet error creates a noticeable flaw in the shape of the coin, often resulting in a piece that is not perfectly round. For collectors, this adds a layer of intrigue and uniqueness to the coin, and a 1991 dime with a clipped planchet can command a significant price at auction. The clipped planchet error in the 1991 dime is especially coveted because of its rarity. The production process for coins like the dime is highly automated, and modern technology has significantly reduced the chances of such errors occurring. The 1991 dime, being produced during a transitional period in minting technology, was less likely to undergo the same level of precision as coins produced in more recent years. As a result, finding a 1991 dime with a clipped planchet error is a rare occurrence, and such coins are highly sought after by collectors who value these unique, imperfect specimens alongside the clipped planchet. Another error associated with the 1991 dime is the double strike variety. A double strike happens when a coin is struck more than once by the same die, creating a misalignment of the design. In the case of the 1991 dime, this error typically manifests in the form of slightly doubled elements in the date or lettering on the obverse. These errors are more subtle than the clipped planchet but are still highly collectible, particularly in coins that are otherwise in excellent condition. The 1991 dime is also notable for its composition. Like other dimes produced since 1965, the 1991 dime is composed of a clad composition, with a copper core surrounded by a layer of nickel. This composition is a departure from the earlier, all-silver dimes that were produced prior to 1965. While the clad composition made the production of dimes more cost-effective, it also resulted in a coin that was less durable than its silver predecessors. Over time, the wear and tear on these coins can be quite significant, which is why finding a 1991 dime in mint or near-mint condition is so rare and valuable. The mint's technology during this era was far more advanced than it had been in previous decades, and this ensured that coins like the 1991 dime were produced with a higher level of consistency. However, the higher rate of production also meant that most coins from this period circulated extensively, which, in turn, lowered their condition and diminished their numismatic value. As with many other coins, finding a 1991 dime that has been well preserved is a challenge, and this is part of the reason why certain 1991 dimes, particularly those with minting errors or in exceptional condition, can fetch impressive sums at auction. As we focus on the current market value of the 1991 dime, it's important to understand that coins of this era are often undervalued by casual collectors who may not fully appreciate their rarity and potential for growth in the market. The 1991 dime, despite being minted in large numbers, has gained a reputation as a sleeper coin, one that flies under the radar but holds the potential for significant returns. For those who understand the intricacies of coin collecting, a 1991 dime in high-grade condition or with an error like a clipped planchet or double strike can command prices of up to $118,000 in today's market. The value of the 1991 dime can also be attributed to the ongoing interest in modern U.S. coinage. In recent years, there has been a growing appreciation for coins from the late 20th century, as collectors seek to fill in the gaps in their collections. Coins from this era, particularly those with minting errors or in pristine condition, have become increasingly valuable as time has passed. The 1991 dime, with its production errors and historical significance, is part of this trend, and its value is likely to continue to rise as collectors recognize the potential of coins from this period. While the 1991 dime may not have the same immediate recognition or fame as some of the older, more iconic coins in U.S. history, it is a prime example of how modern coins can carry significant value when they are rare, in exceptional condition, or possess unique features. The coin's market value of $118,000 is a testament to the importance of collectors' attention to detail and their willingness to invest in pieces that might otherwise seem like common currency. As we explore the 1991 dime, it becomes clear that the world of numismatics is full of surprises. A coin that was produced in large numbers and largely passed through circulation has now become one of the most valuable dimes in the world due to rare minting errors, such as the clipped planchet and double strike, as well as its pristine condition in the hands of collectors. The journey of the 1991 dime from a regular piece of currency to a $118,000 coin is a reminder of the ever-evolving nature of the coin market and the unexpected potential hidden within modern coins. Let's dive into the next coin in our series, the 1982 dime. This coin may seem relatively modern, yet it carries a unique story that makes it particularly valuable today. The 1982 dime, like the 1973 dime, reflects a point in U.S. coinage where design, minting errors, and the changing landscape of the coin market all intersect. Although the 1982 dime is often overshadowed by other, rarer coins in the series, it's precisely its understated nature that has made it one of the most sought-after dimes in the world of numismatics. When we look at the 1982 dime, we need to consider the context of both the year it was minted and the environment in which it was produced. The early 1980s were a time of economic strain in the United States. Inflation was rampant, and the country was in the midst of the early stages of the Reagan administration. The 1980s brought about significant changes in the country, including economic reforms and shifting attitudes towards fiscal policy. Amid these changes, the U.S. Mint continued its work, producing coins that reflected the ongoing evolution of the nation's identity, like the 1973 dime. The 1982 dime features Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. These symbols, designed by John R. Sinek, have been constants in the dime series for decades, creating a sense of continuity in American coinage. The design remains one of the most recognizable and enduring in U.S. history. Yet despite its familiarity, the 1982 dime has its own distinct place in the pantheon of American coins, thanks in part to the minting errors that have made certain versions of this coin so valuable. At first glance, the 1982 dime may appear to be just another standard issue coin. However, it is the rare minting errors that have propelled this particular coin to its remarkable value of $132,000. Similar to the 1973 dime, the 1982 dime has become highly sought after by collectors due to a specific variety of minting error that occurred during its production, the double die variety. A double die occurs when a coin die strikes the planchet more than once, resulting in a misalignment or overlap of the design elements. In the case of the 1982 dime, this error is most commonly observed in the date and inscriptions on the coin's obverse. The date, 1982, appears slightly doubled, with the digits of the year overlapping each other in a way that is visible to the naked eye. This subtle error is highly prized by collectors because it makes the coin unique and increases its rarity. A 1982 dime with this error, especially one in uncirculated condition, can sell for as much as $132,000 in the right market. The rarity of this error is what drives its value. As with many minting errors, only a small number of coins with the double die variety were produced before the issue was caught and corrected by the U.S. Mint. This makes the 1982 double die dime a rare find, one that is often elusive even to experienced collectors. As more collectors turn their attention to modern coinage, the value of coins like the 1982 dime has only continued to climb, driven by demand and the scarcity of high-quality examples. In addition to the double die error, the overall condition of the 1982 dime plays a significant role in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved, free of significant wear and tear, are always more valuable than coins that have been heavily circulated. A 1982 dime that is in gem uncirculated condition can fetch a premium price, even if it does not feature any notable errors. This is especially true in the case of coins produced in high numbers, as the 1982 dime was. As collectors and investors seek out the best preserved examples for their portfolios, the process by which the 1982 dime was produced also contributes to its value. In the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint was still working with traditional methods of coin production, including the use of hand-engraved dies and manual striking presses. While the Mint had already adopted some modern techniques, the technology was not as advanced as it is today, which meant that there were more opportunities for errors to occur during production. The 1982 dime was produced during this transitional period, and the introduction of new minting technologies was not without its challenges. These challenges were reflected in the small but significant number of errors that have come to define the 1982 dime as a highly valuable coin. Moreover, it's important to note that the 1982 dime was produced in the midst of a broader shift in the U.S. Mint's approach to coinage. In 1982, the Mint began transitioning to a new copper-plated zinc composition for pennies, as the cost of producing copper coins had become prohibitive. Although the change in composition did not affect the dime directly, it signaled a broader trend toward cost-cutting measures and the adoption of new materials in coin production. This move to more efficient materials and methods would shape the future of U.S. coinage, as the mint continued to experiment with new technologies and designs in the years that followed. As we turn our attention to the current value of the 1982 dime, it's clear that this coin has a special place in the world of numismatics. Although it was not produced in the same numbers as some other coins, its errors and condition have made it a rare and valuable collectible. The double die variety, in particular, has become a sought-after treasure for collectors, driving the price of high-quality examples into the six-figure range. A 1982 dime in top condition with a double die error is currently valued at $132,000, a price that reflects the rarity of the coin and its place in the history of U.S. currency. Looking at the broader implications of the 1982 dime's value, we see that the coin market is constantly evolving, with newer coins, especially those with minting errors, becoming increasingly valuable as time passes. The 1982 dime is a perfect example of this trend. What was once considered a relatively mundane coin is now a highly desirable collector's item, proof of the unpredictability of the numismatic market. Collectors today are increasingly focused on finding coins with unique features, such as minting errors, that set them apart from the standard issue. The 1982 dime, with its double die error, fits perfectly into this category. As interest in modern coinage continues to grow, it's likely that coins like the 1982 dime will only continue to appreciate in value, as collectors seek out examples that are both rare and historically significant. Let's move on to the 1999 dime, a coin that sits on the cusp of the 21st century, marking a pivotal point in U.S. coinage history. While the 1999 dime may not seem as exceptional on the surface, there are specific factors and intricacies that elevate its value, especially when considering rare errors and the broader context of coin production during that era. As we delve into the 1999 dime, we'll uncover the details that have made it a standout piece for collectors and investors alike. The year 1999 was a time of significant cultural and technological change. The world was anxiously awaiting the new millennium, and society was in the midst of a technological revolution. The internet, once a nascent tool, was becoming an integral part of daily life. The economy in the United States was thriving under President Bill Clinton, and there was a sense of optimism as the country prepared to enter the 21st century. For the U.S. Mint, the 1999 dime marked another year of producing coins that would circulate widely throughout the nation, continuing the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile on the obverse side and the familiar torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, like the 1982 and 1991 dimes. The 1999 dime was minted with the same design elements that have become synonymous with Roosevelt dimes. The coin features the portrait of Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, and the reverse design by Adolph A. Weinman. This design, which has been in circulation for decades, serves as a reminder of the enduring nature of American currency. However, despite its familiar design, the 1999 dime's value stems from a variety of factors that make it especially valuable to numismatists and collectors. One of the key reasons for the value of the 1999 dime lies in the minting errors that occurred during its production. The mint, during the late 1990s, had refined its processes and technology, but errors still slipped through, making certain versions of this coin highly sought after. The most notable error associated with the 1999 dime is the die break or cud variety. A cud is a minting error that occurs when a portion of the coin die breaks off, leaving a raised area on the coin where the design is incomplete. This error creates a unique and easily identifiable flaw in the coin's surface, making it a prized specimen for collectors. The 1999 dime, with its cud variety, has become a highly collectible coin, with some examples selling for upwards of $105,000. The cud on the 1999 dime typically appears on the obverse side, near the rim, where a chunk of the die has broken away, leaving a noticeable flaw in the design. This type of error is relatively rare, and as such, it makes the 1999 dime with a die break highly valuable. Another error that has contributed to the 1999 dime's worth is the off-center strike variety. This occurs when the coin is struck incorrectly, causing the design to be misaligned or partially missing. Off-center coins are often seen as flawed but charming, and collectors appreciate their uniqueness. The 1999 dime, with its off-center strikes, can command a premium price depending on the extent of the misalignment. The value of an off-center 1999 dime can range from a few $100s to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's overall condition. In addition to these minting errors, the overall condition of the 1999 dime plays a significant role in determining its value. Like many coins from this era, the 1999 dime was produced in large quantities and circulated widely. As a result, finding a coin in uncirculated condition can be quite rare. Coins that are well preserved, with minimal wear and scratches, are always more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. The 1999 dime, with its relatively high mintage, is more commonly found in lower grades, which is why high-grade specimens fetch such a premium in the market. The design of the 1999 dime, like all Roosevelt dimes, has also contributed to its lasting popularity. The symbolism of the torch, olive branch, and oak branch has been ingrained in American culture as a representation of the nation's strength, unity, and ideals. These symbols continue to resonate with collectors, adding an emotional appeal to the coin. The connection between the coin's design and American history further elevates its value for those who appreciate the cultural significance behind U.S. currency. At the same time, it's important to consider the broader market for coins from this era. While the 1999 dime was produced in large numbers, the demand for rare and unique coins continues to grow. The world of numismatics has seen a resurgence of interest in coins from the late 20th century, as collectors recognize the potential for these coins to appreciate in value over time. The 1999 dime is a perfect example of this trend, as its value has steadily increased due to its errors and limited availability in high-grade conditions. The 1999 dime also represents a transitional period in U.S. coin production. By the end of the decade, the mint was fully embracing modern technology and innovations in minting techniques, such as the use of automated processes to strike coins with greater precision. While this led to more consistent and error-free coins in some cases, it also made errors like the die break and off-center strike all the more rare and valuable. The 1999 dime, produced during this time, serves as a link between the older methods of minting and the more advanced techniques that would come to dominate coin production in the 21st century. Looking at the value of the 1999 dime today, it is clear that its market price is driven by both rarity and demand. A 1999 dime in excellent condition, particularly one with a die break or off-center strike, can be worth as much as $105,000 in today's market. This remarkable value reflects the coin's rarity, its status as a minting error, and the growing interest in modern U.S. coinage among collectors and investors. While the 1999 dime may not have the same historical weight as some of the older coins in the U.S. mint's history, its unique errors and increasing collector demand have propelled it to the forefront of the modern coin market. As we look to the future, it is likely that the value of the 1999 dime will continue to rise, particularly as the numismatic community recognizes its significance. The coin may not have been particularly notable when it was first produced, but as time passes and fewer pristine examples are found, the 1999 dime will undoubtedly continue to be a prized piece in the collections of serious numismatists. The 1999 dime story serves as a powerful reminder of how coins, even those that were produced in large quantities, can gain immense value over time. Minting errors, such as die breaks and off-center strikes, add a layer of rarity and uniqueness to what would otherwise be a common coin. As interest in modern coins continues to grow, the 1999 dime will likely remain a coveted item for collectors and investors, maintaining its place in the pantheon of valuable U.S. currency.